Hello, my lovely people. This is Anju God. You can call me Anju God, Tarot Anjali, Prem Sanyogita, Modern Sannyasini, whatever you feel like. But here I am. Today we are going to talk about Dark Night of the Soul. It's a very, very important topic, and I have searched a lot of YouTube videos. I try to, find the actual meaning and actual things on internet, in some books, and especially on YouTube, and I got nothing. Like, obviously I got a lot of information, but nothing was matching with my own energies. In a hope to help people who are going through this journey, I'm making this video today. I lost a very dear friend of mine few days ago, so that's why my energies, my looks are a little off these days, so please bear with me. I will be back with the better energies in the near future, very, very soon. But this stage of mine reminded me of the dark night of the soul that I went through multiple times in my life. So I felt like I should share it with you people. Maybe one of you is going through that process and you need this. So we are going to talk about what is the dark night of the soul, and 10 signs you are in dark night of the soul, a journey, how to go on this journey. And then I'm going to talk about major differences between depression and dark night of the soul, because there is a very, very thin line between these two. You will never be able to understand actually if you are in depression or you are going through this dark night of the soul, and you can, maybe you are going through the both right now at that exact same moment. So I will try my best to explain this concept in layman language, because this is my agenda on this channel, to make you guys understand complicated things in a very easy to go way, easy to understand way. No fancy words, nothing. So what is dark night of the soul? Dark night of the soul is a spiritual process where we leave our old self dies and our spiritual self awakens. And for most of us it happens unconsciously, where we are not even trying to do that. It certainly happens after a very great loss, like you like lost a loved one. Near death experience can also start this process. Ego death, okay, or some kind of trauma that stirs your personality, stirs your existence from the core, can start this dark night of the soul journey. For some of us who starts our journey, spiritual journey, on a conscious level, then they are more aware and more conscious of this chapter. But for most of us, this is unconscious, and we often feel that we are in depression, severe depression, and or we are sick or something. I myself got myself to like checked 3 4 times for depression, for clinical depression, for if I am having some kind of personality disorders, if I'm having some kind of issues. Definitely you should consult with a mental health practitioner or psychologist, or whosoever you consult with for these issues. But if you don't find any kind of issues like that, you know after even the consultations and checking, you will never be able to, funny or sad thing, whatever you call it, you will never be able to understand the real difference between depression and this dark night of the soul. Again, I'm saying they can coexist as well, but I took help from a therapist in the start of the journey. uh, so with me, from the age of 16, I feel like I am not a normal person. I had kundalini awakening symptoms. A lot of things I used to feel spirits around me. I used to feel like I'm crazy or something. I used to do a lot of rituals and puja and everything. Then a lot of kundalini awakening videos. Then I tried my best to go to a lot of gurus, spiritual gurus, to get shakti path. And then I lost my way. Then I went to Kurukshetra for studies. Met another guru. He initiated me. I had so many bad and good experiences both at the same time. But Kurukshetra is a land where my spiritual awakening got triggered on a very deeper level. I'm telling you all of this because this is very important to understand, that who you are talking to, who is this person that is giving you this information about these things. Because I have gone through the experiences, I can surely help you guys to maybe understand this process. Okay, and I'm doing it from the last, when I was 16, I'm like feeling this, I'm going through this journey. Now I'm 36, so it's been 20 years and still counting. So the dark night of soul is the spiritual awakening that that almost starts unconsciously, on an unconscious level, after a major loss, a major ego death. For some of us, a death of a loved one who is very close to us. It breaks our heart, it breaks our energies into, it breaks ourself into something very deeper. Like, for some of us it's a near death experience, and we come back, and then we feel like we are not the same person or same energy anymore. This is the dark night. This is just the start of the dark night of the soul process. It can be different for different people, but these are the major signs. Okay. You feel disconnected, yet something deeper is trying to emerge. You feel disconnected, but you still feel from inside you have this strong, strange kind of pull towards spirituality, pull towards knowing yourself better and who you are and what's your purpose in your life. These kind of questions will arise. Okay. Now let me tell you the 10 signs you are in the dark night of the soul journey. First is emptiness. Emptiness, feeling disconnected from the joy, and joy also. So let's say you used to smoke a lot and it used to give you a lot of high, a lot of happiness, anything. Maybe you used to dance a lot, but the same dance or smoking process is not going to give you any kind of happiness. You are going to feel numb, you are going to feel empty, there will be a void. Same in depression also, we feel like nothing is making us happy. But in dark night of the soul, we have the inner knowing that something is shifting, and we are leaving something behind because our soul wants to emerge. In depression, we go more and more and more towards addictions, even if we don't feel good about it, right? Second is the loss of interest in everything. You don't have any passion for relationships, for friendships, for going on trips, or for making yourself feel good or look good or something like that. Loss of interest. We are going to talk about the difference between these two things. Dark night of the soul and depression, but just telling you so that you guys can understand. That is my sole job on this particular channel, to make you guys aware of the things. You're going to have existential crisis. Okay, you're going to ask yourself, who am I? Why am I on this planet earth? What is my life purpose? Why am I doing things that I'm doing? Hmm? What is making me do certain things that I don't want to do? You are going to have a lot of questions, and you will never be able to find the answers. You are going to be restless about what's going on. What's my life purpose? I myself went through this process 3 4 times, in this lifetime, right? And I know this happens a lot. Fourth is spiritual isolation. It's like you feel alone even if you're surrounded by a lot of people. Hmm? Like no one understands you, what you are going through, what your journey is. Even if you try to explain others, they will not be able to understand your energies. Hmm? And you're going to feel, it's a spiritual isolation where you are going to feel like, okay, you are someone different from others. Hmm? Not in a negative way, not in a positive way, but you're going to feel like, am I weird or something? You're going to question your own existence. Am I weird? Am I not normal? Is there something wrong with me? I used to do that a lot, so I know that. Hmm? Increased sensitivity. Fifth point, you are going to be very sensitive, overly sensitive to noises, to other people's energies, to emotions. So you may be able to understand other people's emotions very very deeply. You may be able to feel them very deeply. Noise is going to, even if you are a very loud person, noise is going to make you feel very irritated, frustrated, and you feel like you should just get out of there. So even if you enjoy music a lot, or like DJ and party and everything a lot, you might not enjoy it on that level. Now I'm not saying you're going to completely disconnect from these things just like that, but you will be aware of these things, that these things no longer resonate with your energies anymore. Sixth is ego dissolving experiences. Like few things that used to hurt you or hit your ego will not hurt you anymore. It's going to be like your identity is falling apart. You're no longer the same person who used to who used to get triggered by certain things, who used to show off like a lot for others, and you don't feel like your old self anymore. Basically, it's ego dissolving. ego death experiences. So let's say, for example, you used to show off a lot. Let's say you used to wear a lot of branded clothes just to show others that you're a macho man or a macho woman or you're a fashionista or something. But that urge or that desire to feed your ego to get validation from the outer world is going to dissolve. Okay, you're going to feel like, okay, you can live a simple life. And for some of you, you are going to feel like you should just live a very isolated life, simple life, just eating your food and maybe watching TV and listening to simple music and sleeping. Simple, very simple life. I'm just giving examples. Seventh is deep inner purging. You will start crying out of nowhere. You will start laughing out of nowhere. You might sleep a lot out of nowhere. Your body is going to, have a lot of detox symptoms, as if we have done some kind of physical detox, right? Some of you are going to have a lot of pimples. Some of you are going to have a lot of changes in your physical appearances. It's like a lot of headache, maybe fevers. I'm telling you, this is exactly same like, this looks exactly same like um, depression. Hmm? And the doctors, psychologists, they will never be able to explain you exactly what's happening until unless they have gone through the same process. Deep inner purging. It's basically everything changing. Your taste, the way you used to like certain things will change. It is dreams and past life flashes. Maybe you're going to have dreams and knowing of past lives. Maybe you are going to have certain dreams related to your childhood, especially the bad ones, especially the trauma, especially the things that are not that much good, unusual dreams, ancestral patterns, where you will be able to, where you are going to see your ancestors a lot in your dreams. You're going to get a lot of messages from them. This is the biggest sign that I got. In your dreams, you're going to have very vivid kind of dreams that you are going to remember. They are going to be strange, but they're going to make sense to you afterwards, after certain time, after a certain day, like after a certain time lapse, you can say. You will be able to make sense of these things afterwards, not at that exact time. It's going to confuse you. This is the biggest sign, because in depression, in those kind of things, you are just sleeping, you are just feeling lifeless, you are feeling like you don't have any purpose of life. But in this dark night of the soul, you are going to be continuously searching for purpose. You might unconsciously connect with your past lives or ancestors. You have this strong desire to heal yourself, to heal your ancestral trauma, to help yourself and your family. And these kind of energies are going to be there. Ninth, feeling abandoned by the universe itself, right? You feel like your prayers are unheard. Universe hates you. Universe don't love you. You feel like the divine has gone completely silent on you, right? It's like your mom dad abandoning you when you were a child. You're going to feel the same kind of energy towards the universe, where you are going to feel like, okay, I'm asking for the universe for help, for peace, for love, and all I'm getting is exactly the opposite of what I want. It's actually the universe listening to you and giving you the opportunity to start your life from the way you should. Most of us go through the dark night of the soul, most of us, but only 1% of us, you can say 2 to maximum 2%, 3% of us have the courage to go through the whole process and go to the next level. Yeah, I know. And then 10th is solitude and silence. You're going to like solitude and silence a lot. Out of nowhere, you're going to feel like you should be in utter silence, in utter solitude. Even if you are in a gathering of 1,000 people, you are going to choose a spot that is going to be silent, that is going to make you feel like you are comfortable in your own skin. Sounds like an introvert. You might become an introvert. You might feel like, okay, nobody will be able to understand you, or people will make fun of you. It's not the judgment that you are going to be scared of. It's the energy of you not wanting to share your energies to anybody, because you just don't want to be in this energy of unwanted validations or unwanted things or unwanted people towards you. I hope I'm able to make you understand. This happened with me, all of this, so I wrote it in my phone and I'm telling you guys. So these are the 10 major signs that you might be going through a dark night of soul journey. There are stages in this process as well. Okay. There are like four important stages in this process. First is disintegration. Your beliefs will start falling apart. Let's say you had the belief that the only god that exists on this in this whole universe is the god that you pray to. Just giving an example. Or the only ritual that works is the ritual that you work on, something like that. Maybe a childhood pattern is going to be dissolved completely. Something that you were strongly believing in, it will fall apart. It's the first stage of disintegration, where old identities, belief system, conditioning will fall apart. Second is the void and emptiness, the silence, the numbness that you're going to feel inside. You are actually in a cocoon. It's like a, the cocoon. Okay, you are actually in a cocoon where the caterpillar is there before it becomes a butterfly. It's that kind of, little beautiful kind of silky kind of, mm, like, okay, you are in a womb of your mother, you can say. You are in a womb where the womb is very critical place, very beautiful place, where you're feeling safe, and you feel like, okay, I should remain in this silence only, this emptiness only. This feels familiar. This will start feeling familiar to you. Okay. Third is surrender. So after all this chaos and conflict and trying to figure out what, you are going to be in the third stage of surrender. You're bound to go there. You can't do anything about it. Either you're going to go bound, either you are going to be like, okay, in the surrender mode, or you are going to be in this emptiness void, playing with this emptiness void for the maybe rest of your life, and never going to the surrender mode, because you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to understand it. Hmm? So once you are going to be in the surrender mode, you will stop resisting. You will just accept it. You will start listening to your inner self, and you will start getting the answers, hmm, within yourself. And then the fourth is integration. Okay, the light returns. You slowly reconnect with your higher self, and you feel alive again. You feel good again. You feel like, okay, this was a part of my journey. This all shit happened to me so that I can surrender to the divine, and so that I can come to this point of integration with the divine. Hmm? These are the four stages. Okay, now how to walk through this process a little smoother, how to make it a little smoother. Different people, different journey. No two people can have the same kind of experience. No two people can have the same kind of journey, even if we feel like, right? I don't know why do people do that. Okay, so first is allow yourself to feel. Okay, don't suppress. Cry as much as you want to. Write down your feelings, your energies, journaling. Let the emotions flow. Just give me a second. I have never seen a day in my life where I don't have any kind of technical issues with phones or people. Just kidding. Okay, honey. So, where were we? Allow this feeling. Go through this process. I always keep on telling people that you should go through the sufferings. Go through the sufferings. For all of us who are going through the sufferings and the pain a lot, they're going through the dark night of the soul without even knowing it. So just go through the suffering. Okay, practice meditation, stillness. I'm not saying you to go on Himalayas and practice like crazy. You can start with 5 minutes of breathing meditation, like just focusing on your breath. Okay, incoming and outgoing, incoming and outgoing. It will help you to stay grounded and calm, and increase the process with each passing day. Disconnect to reconnect. If you feel like you should not connect with anybody, give yourself the sacred space to be in that space, like the child feels safe in mother's lap. Hmm? So give yourself that space so that you can reconnect with your newfound energies, with newfound you, and then you can reconnect with whomsoever you feel like you should. Give yourself the time to disconnect and stay with yourself. Read, listen, or watch soulful videos that connects with your soul, but don't overdo it, because it's going to make you feel crazy. Whosoever you connect with, like I now I connect with Osho, but before I always tried to search for books. I used to read a lot of Ho'oponopono books. Then I started reading books of the okay, I highly recommend you to read The Journey of the Souls. and Many Master Many Lives. You will find it on Amazon. They will help you to figure out about the past lives that we all have gone through. Okay, how past lives affect our current lives, and the game of karma and everything, like the cycle of birth and rebirth and death and everything. Okay, so read or listen or watch soulful videos, or somebody whom you can connect with, but don't force yourself to do that. If it is not possible, leave this part. Avoid self blame. You're not broken, actually you are having a rebirth. Self blame or blame towards anybody or anything, once you are going to get the cycle of birth and death, you will stop blaming everybody, you will stop blaming yourself also, you're going to stop blaming the universe as well. You will be just with yourself, and you will know that whatever is happening is actually a part of your karmic cycles, your soul contracts, and your spiritual growth. But on a human level, we never understand these points, and we keep on blaming everything and everyone's, including ourselves. Okay, so avoid the blame game. Seventh is write your feelings, write your journey, because once you're going to go out of this process, and once you're going to look back, you will be able to figure out how your journey went from this point to that point. Okay, I had written all of those things, but I kept on changing my houses. This is my eighth or ninth house in Mumbai. I'm in this house from last 3-4 years now, but I lost all of that. But now I remember it here and here. But writing will help you a lot in releasing the emotions, first of all, and keeping a track on your journey. Okay, then you can, eighth number is, you can work with healers, counselors, okay, spiritual healers, therapists, or counselors who can understand your journey, who can understand your process. That will help you a lot. If you are interested in shadow work, akashic records, or past life regression, you can do that. I did the past life sessions in Osho. Wow, Dharamshala. I forgot the name of that place. See, I'm out these days. But anyway, I'm definitely going to talk to you guys about that journey of mine. It helped me a lot in healing my mother wounds and a lot of patterns from the past lives. I'll talk to you guys about that for sure. But you can definitely hire a spiritual mentor, a spiritual person, spiritual healer who can help you in coming out of or understanding your journeys. Like, you focus on shadow work, focus on inner child, focus on past lives if you're interested. But past life, I don't recommend you to just go for the past life thing just like that. Work on yourself, heal yourself from your side, meditate for at least 2 3 4 months, then you will get the intuition to go on that path. Ninth is, start talking to yourself. People will think that you are crazy or something. It's actually you talking to your inner child or subconscious, or you can say it like higher self, whatever you call it. Once you're going to start talking to yourself, you will start getting the answers as well. You don't have to find anyone outside of you to give you the answers. And whenever you feel stuck, you can take the help of that healer or person, or spiritual guru or mentor, whosoever you feel like. 10th is a very important step. Trust the process. Hardest. Trust the process. And you're not going crazy, you're just awakening. I told you, the dark night of the soul is so sacred. It's going to make you go through hell, but once you're going to come out of the hell, you are going to be a totally new person, totally new version of yourself. You will start becoming the best version. This is just the first step. There are 7 steps. There are 7 steps to a proper enlightenment, you can say. This is just the first step. This is very painful, I understand, but maybe this video or these kind of videos are going to help you, right? Now let's understand the difference. Let me see. Let's understand the difference between depression and dark night of the soul. It's very, very important. This section is very important. Nobody told me this. Nobody was there to guide me or help me. I was not able to hire a mentor or spiritual healer also, because nobody told me so to do that. It's my intuition only, right? So depression, you feel sad, numb, empty, and you don't know why. In dark night of the soul, you are going to feel exactly the same, but you are going to feel a peace from inside. Something in you is going to wake up. Something in you is going to tell you that keep going. you know it's like in depression it feels like your life is ending. In the dark night it's like your old self is ending, and you are going to feel that something in you is shifting, and a new person, new energy is emerging. This is a very thin line between these two, but try to understand the point. In depression, mm, depression can be from stress, from hormonal issues, or the repressed energies, or your childhood wounds. Lot of factors can uh, lead to depression. But in dark night, you are going to feel a spiritual urge to heal yourself, to heal the issues. I told you dark night is going to start mostly after ego death, or near death experience, or death of a loved one, maybe. It's sudden. It's like sudden experience of, okay, something is in you, is like, oh my god, something happened and everything is changing overnight. In depression it's like there are lots of layers, lots of things, lots of things accumulating and becoming a like a depressive state. You should definitely get yourself checked if you feel like it's depression and not this. This is very very difficult to make you guys understand the difference, but I'm trying my best. Emptiness. Number third is depression numbs you. you know you're going to feel numb. You will not be able to operate, you will not be able to express, you will not be able to say or do anything about it. In dark night of the soul, if you are going to journal, if you are going to write, if you are going to consciously make the effort of feeling your things, you will be able to feel it, you will be able to express it, you will be able to cry, you will be able to understand what you are going through, and you are going to definitely feel this this energy of knowing that this is happening for a reason with you, this is happening for your highest good. Okay. Depression is going to keep you stuck. It's like a never ending process of you feeling stuck in a limbo and never coming out of that. Dark night of the soul is going to push you to go through this pain, to do something about this pain, to heal this pain, to get out of this pain and emerge out of this pain as a winner, right? Wow, this is like, my God, I'm not able to understand. Depression needs treatment for sure. And it's like professional help, therapy, medication, a lot of emotional support, right? Dark night of the soul needs surrender, meditation, solitude, journaling, spiritual guidance, and an inner knowing that everything is going to be fine. Both are painful, both are real. If you are unsure which one you are in, ask your soul. It's going to answer you. My God. Although I wrote all these points and everything, while I'm talking to you guys about it, it's making me realize this is very very difficult to understand if you are depressed or if you are in this journey. But I tried my best to give you the points that I felt like I knew. This is all with my experience. This is not that I copied somebody or I'm like watching a YouTube video and telling you this. No, I've gone through this shit, and I can assure you that these things are coming directly from my heart, going to your heart. And if any one of you is going through this process, the major difference here is that your soul knows internal. There will be an internal knowing that whatever is happening is actually happening for your highest good, and you will come out of this process. In depression, you are not going to feel like this. Maybe in depression, nobody is going to watch this video even. I don't know. So, honey, nobody can, tell you 1,000% sure that this is depression, or 1,000% sure this is dark night of the soul. That you have to figure out yourself. The bad part is you have to figure it out yourself. The good part is once you are going to figure it out, you are going to be on the right track, whether it's some depression or whether it's something else. I'm telling you, I myself got myself checked 3-4 times. Okay, I hired therapist, but I felt like with the therapist I'm not feeling anything. It was still empty, it was still a void, it was still going nowhere. Then I realized, okay, it is not I'm not going crazy, I'm not mental, I don't have any health issues, mental health issues or like this, I have some other things going on. Then I found my answer. I mean, it started at the age of 16, 17, and I got my answer at the age of 30, 31. Took me so many years to understand this. Yeah. Anyways, so I hope this video is going to find you. I hope you are going to find this video. Please share it with those who are going through these kind of energies, and it's definitely going to help somebody in need. Even if it is just one person who is going to get, help by this video, my job is done here, because I made this channel to just help people from my side as much as I can. So God bless you, may existence bless you, may the whole universe bless you, may you be able to get out of this journey like in flying colors, and may you be on the next stage. I made a video for the stage of 7 stages of spiritual growth and awakening. You can watch that video also if you want to, but this is something that was very close to my heart, because I'm going through this process these days. uh, the feeling of this process these days, and how much time it takes to get okay depends on how much time you are going to take to be conscious about it. Once you are going to be conscious about this process, it will start it will be like very fast. Then not very fast, like you will be okay with in 2 3 days, but it will be faster. Yeah. Again, it took me so many years to understand this, so maybe different people, different stages and different journeys. So I nobody can tell you how much time it's going to take to get out of this energy, but the more you are going to be aware and conscious, the more it's going to be easier and faster for you, that I can assure you. Yeah. Namaste.